Peace, what up? This is Doc Blake with Ethereal TV, bringing you the 29th episode of The Last Piece to the Puzzle. The motto for me is silver, gold, and cryptos equals freedom, because they are decentralized assets and they're going to play an important part in the immediate, the short term, and the long term futures. And make sure you go to www.ethereal.com and check out my cousin's book called Check This Out, written by Amon Gooden. It's also available on Amazon, but you can buy it directly from Ethereal website. And it's a book about him going around the world searching different ancient civilizations and bringing you his viewpoint on it and showing you how you can go check it out yourself. So let's get straight into the price action today. I'll give it a live refresh. Bitcoin is currently at $9,166.31. Ethereum is at $225.89. Litecoin is at $41.26. And Chainlink is at $4.61. And not too much price action going on right now, as we see. Kind of boring, sitting where we're at. And I'm not really a big trader anyway, so for me, I'll just play the long-term game. But gold is at $1,784.63, and silver is at $18.30. So silver up big today, as far as we could consider. 38 cents in a gain in a day of silver is actually really good. We finally kind of broke through that $18 range, which is pretty interesting. And who knows what could happen, because there's some events going on. There's a lot of uncertainty in the markets right now, obviously, for people that like to pay attention to the waves and the trend lines and the charting. People have seen crazy fluctuations this year in every which way. As you could imagine, it has been a hectic year as far as just civilizations on Earth. It's definitely been an interesting one, the year 2020. From the pandemic to the markets, everything is just crazy right now. So in my personal opinion, you already know my motto and where you should be. And like I said, to me, it's not investing, it's savings. It's where you like to save your money, save your hard-earned labor and what you worked for to get in your lifetime. You know what I mean? So it's a big deal to me. And today's topic, I wanted to talk about how they just want your coins. They as in the exchanges. And they play with the prices to get people to sell or purchase, you know what I mean? But then they get the price action alone makes people keep their coins on the exchanges, because the prices are so volatile. Like, nobody wants to miss out on a dollar, but in actuality, that's what you want to miss out on, is the dollar, right? So my message today is definitely get your coins off the exchanges, because nobody knows what can happen. There's so many traders out there that like to trade every day, and the exposure and I hope that you're not doing it with a lot of your portfolio. Make sure you have your private keys, because Bitcoin is a very, very valuable asset. And for those people who like to trade gold and silver, make sure you're getting your silver in your possession. This is just my personal opinion, and this is not financial advice in any way. I do this for entertainment, and I love information and crypto. So I don't want anybody taking it to heart, but definitely get your hands on these assets, in my opinion, because they just want your coins. And also, I wanted to do a quick list of the greatest inventions so far that I've heard of in my lifetime. Not necessarily that it started before I was born, but and that number one, this took place a long time ago, and that's fire. But I want to give people a perspective of Bitcoin, of just how the potentials of it. Fire, how great of an invention was that, right? And then number two, we have electricity, right? Wow. I mean, like, I'm talking about high levels of inventions, right? Electricity is amazing. Just think about everything that we use almost has to do with electricity and electrical powered objects right now. So, that's another big one. And then the next one is, the internet, right? The internet itself is just simply an amazing invention, amazing technology that's kind of the face of the world right now. The internet, it's how people communicate through computers and things like that. It's what most people use every day on their smartphones, which brings me to the next invention, which is the smartphone, right? And then, the smartphone is great. It's amazing. Everybody uses it every day, mostly. You know what I mean? There are some people who don't even know what a smartphone is in the world. So we always have to think about that as well, because that helps keep us in perspective of where we truly come from, who we truly are. Because I love technology, but I'm also very big into nature. I love fishing. I might do a couple fishing videos on here just for entertainment, because this channel is about entertainment. But entertainment to me is learning and information and cryptos and technology and magnets and all that type of stuff. So I hope that you're getting something good from this channel. And yep. And then, drum roll please for the next and newest greatest invention of all time. Of course, you guys should have already knew this answer. It's Bitcoin. It will change the face of money as we know it. It already is. Money will never be looked at as the same. Even for silver and gold is great, but Bitcoin is something new, amazing, and I mean, it's it's like on that level of invention and technology for the world, and it's really in its it's starting to mature now, and I think we're going to see a lot of its maturity coming to play in this next year, especially with all the crazy events in the world. I think Bitcoin's value will kind of be proven to just how valuable it is, how secure it is, how the hardest money on the planet. And then of course, gold and silver are also, and these are the things that always have fascinated me about how a planet can, the leaders can just print their own money like it's gold or silver, because those things are very hard to mine. Bitcoin itself is very hard to mine, so they all fall into the same category. And there's an immense amount of pressure on the system right now, I feel, on the system as we know it. The system has to go through this change. And I think that this change is going to open the door for big tech companies. I can name a few, such as Facebook, Microsoft, Apple. They kind of already have the layout for, and that involves blockchain and cryptocurrency technology, but they already have the layout for what's about to happen. And I feel like the governments and the big tech companies are kind of gonna kind of merge as one, which isn't a good thing necessarily. I mean, how you look at it, probably not. But either way, the system right now, it's almost, there's so much pressure on the current system that these old dinosaur style governments and technology that the governments use and those type of things for the people, that's all I feel like about to get wiped away with. There's going to be new implementation of these technologies prevalent in everyday use, and through things like Facebook. They already have the platforms prepared. It's just a matter of the transition isn't going to come easy, because there's a lot of people that are doubtful, and they like the old system but the new system. And then of course I have to talk about the world of freedom, the real world, the decentralized world, where people control their own money, their own currency, and they work with a network of people that are similar minded, that like to control their own destiny, their own currency, and things like that. And that is the decentralized world, because the big tech companies there's going to be a lot of and those things might be good too. I mean, like, I will never see myself getting like a vaccine or a microchip inserted in me, but I mean, everything else that they have to offer, it could be good in the end. I mean, in certain ways, for people that are okay with being centralized, for centralized authorities to kind of have that control. But that's the great thing about these technologies. There's a centralized, which most people will use, because that's all most people will know about, and a very few will use the decentralized. And that's why the big companies are trying to own and buy up all the Bitcoin. And because it's going to play, like I said, a significant role in my personal opinion. And let me see if I have anything else. Yeah, I see farming and freedom for the future, but I also see these big tech companies and other businesses that want to have these things implemented, like, oh, you have to have a vaccine, or you have to have your health records on this ID 2020 to go use this service or go into this business. And that's kind of what if you go back and watch previous videos, I kind of been talking about what this is all leading up to. But that's why it's so important to have the decentralized assets in your possession, so you're able to maneuver in a decentralized world. I mean, because there will, like, it's like right now, how I look at it, it's like our participation system, right? I mean, if you're participating, and they're going to be looking out for you, you know what I'm saying? And that's kind of how it's going right now. So, and that's how I look at the big techs, you know what I mean? Like, if you're participating on the Facebook platform, you're probably going to get rewarded with and that's kind of what I think. I think the government and Libra coin, and then you have the ID 2020. And then it's all going to be one, because Facebook has billions of users. Like, Facebook has like 1/3 of the world. It's the largest. I mean, and it's that much easily accessible for governments. And we already know this has been happening through backdoor access on the Facebook and other social media platforms that have backdoors. And that's the great thing about encryption, that you can't have any backdoors. That's how something's truly encrypted. And there's just no, like, if there's any way to get in, everybody can get in type of situation, you know what I mean? So and there's going to be a lot more regulations that come in that centralized system, you know what I mean? To just think about it, you know what I mean? There's going to be a lot more regulation than Bitcoin is. It's as regulated as it can get, as long as the internet is up and running. So I can't, I feel like the internet it's Pandora's box. It's too late. Once the Pandora's box gets open, it's too late to stuff it back in, right? The internet, same thing with Bitcoin. And that's why you're going to want to have it, because you're going to have a lot of centralized platforms that you're going to have to use. I mean, I'm not saying that I won't use these centralized platforms. If I want to go to Disney World, I feel fine. They can pull up my health record or give me a temperature test. No, I won't. Now, if it's a vaccine, then I probably won't go to Disney World. But if it's a temperature test and an ID 2020 with no injection, no vaccine, and that's kind of what I see, because there potentially is another second wave, or we're still in the first wave, so things might not get better quite yet, but it's coming. And so keep your health up, relax, chill, study every day on new things that you want to learn. Stay hungry for information and knowledge, and everything will work out one way or the other, right? So yeah, I think that's all I have for everybody today that's paying attention and watching. This is Dr. Lit with the last piece of the puzzle, Ethereal TV. I'll see y'all next time.